Hello everybody, it's Born Again Christian Adam II here, and I'm just going through some pictures that I took whilst on holiday in 2015. I went to Egypt for an upcoming video. I'm just going through it now, and I came across this amazing tool. It's called PhotoDirector. Now I also have Aftershot Pro by Corel, and that's very good as well. You can really improve your pictures. These programs are amazing for that. It's just a case of tweaking it, playing around with the settings, see what works. And I was using Aftershot Pro. I got it this Black Friday. I was really impressed with it. But then I got this as a free gift, PhotoDirector 8, which I must say, it's just as good, if not better. Okay, look at this amazing photo where I have manually tweaked the color levels here. So I'm going to show you how I did this and how you can improve your photos as well, for some really great slideshows. Anyway, this is basically what it looked like before. This is a different picture, but it's almost the same, yeah. And as you can see, it looks great as it is. The way I took this photo with my Nikon camera, D3300 I think it was. I have a better camera now, 4K DSLR, but this camera was still amazing. It has still taken some epic shots, and this is basically it. Afterwards, after I played around with some settings, I used the auto tone here. And at first I didn't like the fact that it added exposure to it and brightness, but it has compensated for that. And then once I played around a bit more with the colour levels, I was happy to leave this auto tone on. Okay, I didn't like it at first, but now, yeah, I'm going to go with this. So let's go through the second picture I took of this at Abu Simbel, and I'll go through exactly what I did for this one, changing the settings. I mean, look at this, it looks perfect now, yeah. And if you look at the levels up here, okay, compared with these levels, can you see that? The red, greens and blues there. Basically I played around with the levels as much as possible to get this in the middle. With this one it is in the middle, okay, that's good, but then bring the reds, greens and blues closer together, okay. And it was a bit tricky because I got a bit confused here. Okay, there's a dip here with the red, but you basically want that dip to be in the middle of the green and blue, and then it kind of makes up for the dip, the fact that you've got red either side. There's not much you can do about this, unfortunately. You just have to get the green and the blue in the middle, okay. I'm not really a professional photographer or anything, but this is just what I discovered today as I was tweaking some pics Look at that, it's amazing, isn't it? Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is auto-tone this. Once again, this is PhotoDirector 8. The latest version is 12, I think, or 365. Yeah, they're all trying to make you subscribe online now. It's all of them, which I'm really not happy about. I think it started off with Adobe. I hate Adobe. Okay. I've migrated away from Adobe Photoshop to PaintShop Pro. Well, sorry, Affinity Photo, which actually opens PSD's Photoshop documents better than Photoshop. Instantly, and without some pesky warnings about can't find fonts. Yeah. Photoshop, it has really let me down lately. I try and open documents that should open, okay, not had a problem with them, and then all of a sudden, because Photoshop doesn't like some fonts that I used, yeah, some special fonts, it won't open the document, which just isn't good enough, okay. I don't care if you even flatten the image, well, not the image, but convert some fonts to shape if you must. Just open the flipping document. Anyway, Affinity Photo does just that. Okay, if there are fonts that it doesn't recognise, it will still open it, and then you can just add the fonts you want later as a separate layer. Okay, this program is amazing, Affinity Photo. I absolutely love that program. And PaintShop Pro, again, from what I've seen so far, definitely with Affinity, it's better than Photoshop for what I want to do. And Corel, PaintShop Pro, yeah, these are great alternatives to Photoshop. Okay, if Photoshop's doing your head in and you don't like Adobe, I don't like Adobe, they're too expensive, and they kick-started this whole subscription thing. Oh, I have bills to pay, man. I don't need extra ones with these software companies, all of them. Anyway, let's get on with it. Alright, I've had my little rant. Let's get on with it. Here we go. So, I'll auto-tone this, yeah? Boom. Now, yeah, it looks quite nice. It's brightened it up a bit. Although, it was a pretty sunny day. But okay, yeah, we'll go along with that. So now let's play around to try and get these colour levels sorted. Let's scroll down here. Where am I? I'm in adjustment, yeah? The adjustment menu. And here we go. RGB. Now, it was in the centre before, but not quite now. So let's move this slider along a bit, and maybe I'll shift it to the left. There we go, we're shifting it to the left. Yeah, all the colours going to the left. Right, there we are. We want to get in the centre there. Centre. Okay, we're going quite far to the left now, so let's leave it there. Okay. And one thing I realised after a while playing with this is the green is the one you want to work around. Okay, This is the one in the middle, look. So you want to bring the blue into the green from the left into the green, and the red from the right into the green as well. Okay, this is what I've just found works. I think this is how you do it anyway. Well, this picture looks epic, so yeah, I think I'm doing it right. So, here we go then. That's the RGB. We've brought it into the middle there. Now let's switch to green. Let's start with the green. Right. And we want the green. Yeah, as you can see, we're bringing the green into the middle. Is that about centre? Yeah, looks about maybe a little bit this way. Let's get the green in the centre here. That's probably the centre. And if you look at it up on here, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Yep. Now we bring this slider along a bit. Into the middle, right in the middle there. Oh, now look, can you see it's moved it closer towards the blue? So the blue is obviously in the right place. Now, whereabouts do we want that green? Oh, bit of a perfectionist. And there we go. I'd say that's about centre there. And this one on the end here, let's get you in the centre. Remember, the green's the one that we want to work around with the blue and the red, so we want it absolutely spot on. I'd say that centre on that little peak there. Yeah, that's about centre there as well. Okay, let's revert all of these sliders, revert all of them. Now I want you in the centre, which I think is about there. Yeah, let's say about there before it starts to climb. Okay, and now I bring you guys in a bit. Yeah, this is basically what I was doing before. I was right, yeah. That's pretty close already. A little bit left there. Oh, a little bit there. Okay, right, there we go. We've got our green. It doesn't quite look centre up here, but I'm okay with that. Let's get that blue as close as possible, shall we? Okay, that's good enough for the purpose of this video. So now I'm going to bring that red closer to the green. Boom. It's coming in. There it is. We've got it right underneath. There we are. Yeah, okay, that's the middle. I'll give that the middle, yeah. Here we are. This dip here. Let's get you as close to the middle as we can. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. And this probably needs to go over as well to about here or there. But I'll come back to that. Let's sort out this blue one. The blue, okay, so if I go this way with the blue, it's going to bring that blue in. Hello. We've now got these level on the left. And the other thing I noticed, can you see the red, green and blue, one on top of the other? Yeah, green in the middle once again. Blue slightly higher and red slightly lower. It seems to be that way for all images, I've noticed. So you don't want to bring them, well, if you can, great, bring them all together. But generally I've noticed that The green goes above the red and then the blue above the green. And look at that. Okay, we've got them level. And now if we look at our main photo, look at the picture. Yeah, it's looking awesome. You can see the greens in the middle here. We've got the red, this side of it, and also this side of it. So that's kind of in the middle as well. And with this one, it looks like the blue has a dip as well. Okay. So we want the green in the middle of the dip on both the blue and the red. And it looks like we're almost there, folks. Okay. Let's see what we can do with that blue. Now I thought this needed to go that way a bit. No, not that way. This way. There we are. And we want the peak to be in line with that red peak. And there we go, guys. I think that is the best we can do with those levels there. Okay. Quick tweak. Now, I don't know what we can do about this. I know there's a curve one down here, but I've not really mastered this yet. It is quite tricky. Every time I do it, I undo it. No, I just don't like using this at all. I'm happy with what I've done here. That's good enough for me, guys. Okay, it's probably good enough for most of you as well, without spending too much time on each photo. I'll probably master this one day as well, but look at the end result. That is fantastic. I'm wearing my computer glasses now, and it looks like there's a bit too much red in there, but if I take them off, yeah. I mean, the sky looks perfect. I think there's too much red in that. Maybe because of this. Let's try and bring the red down a bit. Is it similar to this one? No, this one is the better one, as you can see. Okay. Let's just compare the levels. Yeah, you can, well, look at that. That's why it's the better one. Does take a bit of playing around with it. Yeah, before you get the results you want. Now, I can probably save the settings for this as a preset. Let's try another one, shall we? It's not quite the same as the first. Okay, I mean, the first just looks fantastic. I love that photo. I mean, this is amazing what this can do. You can take a bog standard camera out with you, as long as it's got an alright lens on it, and it's a DSLR, and it won't matter too much, because when you get home you can play around with these levels and just make it look so much better like that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I don't think I'm going to go just yet. Why don't we have a little play with this one? I mean, I used to think that looks really good, you know. Why would I want to mess around with the originals? But now I can see why it's worth tweaking them. These are NEFs, by the way, guys, the format. It's the original format that the camera took the picture. RAW, these are RAW photos, okay. Now, you always want to shoot in RAW and also JPEG. If you have that option on your camera, shoot in both, okay. When I started shooting in RAW, because I heard like photographers, yeah, shoot in RAW, blah blah blah, I was like, well, none of the apps I have can open RAW, you know. I don't get why I need to shoot in RAW. and I didn't really want to modify the picture at all either. I just wanted a JPEG that I could use. I wasn't really going to modify it much, so I didn't need the RAW, and I turned it off. Oh dear, what a mistake. And I went on a few holidays since, taking pictures just as JPEG, and I really regret that now, because I am looking to tweak a lot of my pictures, and the best way to do that is with the original RAW format. Let's do this one quickly. Auto tone. Too bright. What have you done, auto tone? We don't want that. That doesn't really need anything doing to it. There we go, look at that. Take my computer glasses off. That's pretty epic as well. It's a little bit too light over here. Maybe bring down the brightness or exposure with these levels up here. And of course, don't forget, with these programs, Aftershot Pro and also this, unlike with the older versions of Photoshop I've used in the past, when you apply sharpness to them, you can actually go quite high and it won't look grainy. Okay, these apps are amazing at doing that. Look, if I go up, I could go all the way up like this, and well, look at that. Like I said, doesn't look too grainy, but I'm not going to do that because I don't need to. In fact, I don't think I need to apply any sharpness whatsoever. This is already a very... No. And rule of thumb for me, if it doesn't make a significant improvement, then don't apply it. Stick with the original. And look at that. I could put that all the way up. No. I can't see any change whatsoever there, so I'm not going to apply any sharpness. We'll leave that one alone. And let's sort out the brightness on this. Exposure. Perhaps exposure. Bring it down a bit. Ooh, hello. I'm just looking at the colour levels at the top there and what this exposure is doing. Perhaps a bit more warmth. The temperature. Let's go up a bit. No, we don't want to do that either. As you'll see later in this video, I soon began to realise, after tweaking with this histogram, that the colours were fine and did not need merging, and every time I tried to do so, the photo would become whiter, which makes sense. If all the colours are going to be merged together, that's the effect it will have. So I didn't apply this effect to all of them, however it was a very nice effect for some of them, and most of them I left this alone and played with some of the other settings, which I'll show you now. I got some very nice effects. Well, that is now it's like grayscale. I've made it grayscale. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing here. I must admit, every time I do this, it makes it look paler. Probably because you've got all the colours so mixed with one another. It just looks pale. Right, I want more colour to that. I want more. Look what that's doing. Adjusting the temperature puts these levels all the way out. Okay, so I decided just to crop this one, not to apply any changes to it. It looks great. Maybe a little bit of sharpening on this because I cropped it, you know. Let's give that a go. Now if you look, you have a little navigator here. Shows you. Once again, I'm putting this slider all the way up on the sharpness and I can't see any change. Okay, it's very slight. So I'm going to put it back to where it was. Okay, I can see it's a little bit blurry here. There. I'd say that's enough sharpness. 40. Beyond 40, it's not making a big enough difference. Okay, maybe 50. I'm going to give it 50 sharpness. There we go. Now let's just leave it alone. Yeah, that looks great. I'm going to leave it as it is, that one. Okay, I've adjusted this one. I didn't like how much red was in this one. This was the best one. And again, I'm leaving this alone. I haven't even cropped it. Don't need to. Now this one's special, look here. I applied several effects to this. I even gave it a bit of glow as well. I don't normally do that, you know, it's normally too drastic. But it looked good in this case. And I'll just compare this with a similar picture, the original. There we go, look. It's more dull, this one. I love that, that's great. I applied something called clarity to it as well, and I found some really cool new settings. Clarity, there we go. That was useful. My arm and a bit of my t-shirt here was kind of blurry. I didn't notice until I applied the clarity. I didn't go crazy with it as usual, just a little bit. Nice and subtle changes. And then I thought, because I really like the settings applied here, there must be a way of saving those settings, you know, save it as a preset or a profile or something to then apply to others. And yes, most raw editors offer this, and this one does as well. I went to edit, copy, setting, yeah. However, this one had a crop to it. I cropped it a bit, yeah, to bring us into the middle more, without losing the temple, of course. I didn't want to come too far. So yeah, I cropped this, and I don't want that crop applying to this other image here. So when I selected copy settings, yes, everything I changed I want you to copy. I mean, this is great, look, you can select which ones you want it to copy and which you don't, and I deselected crop and straighten. So all these other effects that I applied on this image shall now be copied, and I can now go to paste to this image. Wow, look at that. Awesome. Let's just undo that so you can see the difference. Notice there's too much shadow. Yeah, I dealt with that. Okay, you'll see here how I dealt with it when I paste the settings now. Okay, look carefully there. The dark and darkest, those being the shadows, and the black, of this dress here. They were brightened, and the brightness as well, it was too bright, the original, so the brightest and bright I brought down, and I left the mid-tone at 0, and yeah, that's great. Those settings are awesome. Let's see if they look good here as well. Let's paste the settings here, shall we? Paste settings. No, on this one my t-shirt is too white, and I didn't need to apply that. Yeah, I won't apply that here. I'll try something else, but it does look great here. Awesome.